You must listen to this, man. It's scorching in here. As soon as Ice Cube yes to check you out, the same icon who released one of the most brutal diss tracks ever. No Vaseline takes a break from his business empire. You know you made a huge mistake. Ice Cube is unbearable to me. That's absurd. That is to say, I don't like his acting or lyrics. When Aries Spears made the decision to leave Big Boy's neighborhood, that is precisely what happened. This man was more than simply a polished talker. He came seeking the whole legacy of Cub. His impact, his films, his music. Aries attempted to act like a clown. He blatantly disparaged Ice Cube's acting and rap career. Crazy, huh? Put your hands on you. Give me your actual black eyes. Don't do that, please. Additionally, that's the truth. The Cube wasn't having any of it. In response, he hit back, claiming Aries is not hilarious, irrelevant, or even among the top 10 black comedians. Icy return. However, you already know what happened once 50 Cent saw the clip. Because chaos is his favorite sport. 50 dived in like a shark that smells blood in the ocean and laughed at the entire meltdown. Spears, Aries, that guy? Oh yes, he remains silent. Is he a comedian? Because I've never laughed at him. I'm not sure if the conversation that began as lighthearted banter about rap ranks took a whole different turn once Aries spoke. Aries flicked the switch and launched into a furious tirade the moment Cub's name was mentioned. Straight venom, no hesitation, no deference. And things worsened. Even if it wasn't one of the most famous songs in hip-hop history. The dude had the audacity to drag "It Was a Wonderful Day." 'Tis blasphemous West Coast nonsense. A motherfucking leg is Cube. Ice Cube is unbearable to me. That's absurd. That is to say, I don't like his acting or lyrics. Really? He is the same. How much time do we have left? Because should I simply tell him to go now? I must say that your joke was excellent. He proceeds to say, here's Ice Cube as a gynecologist. I took a look at your chore, Miss Jenkins. Get up on that ass now. It's racist. How it's racist, I don't know. But what you just said is racist. No, he continued after Big Boy's co-host attempted to defuse the situation with a joke. As a gynecological impression, he produced this strange Ice Cube that left everyone immobilized in secondhand humiliation. Even though Aries was laughing, there was no sound in the room. Not a chuckle. He was still unable to control his mouth. After making fun of Cube, he suddenly launches into a furious tirade against Tupac. Like, what are you doing, buddy? Now watch the comments. Pac is typically listed among the top 5 rappers when people discuss this topic, regardless of their geographic location. Top Pac and Aries Spears didn't just make fun of each other. I would never put them up there. In one sitting, he set the entire West Coast on fire. It's career suicide. The worst part is that he was aware of it. He stared straight into the camera while ranting. Cocky smile as if he were defying the industry to fire him. What a step! Like a tidal wave, the retaliation came. I love Aries' skills, but bro, the greatest lyricist, one admirer, wrote on Twitter. Here is vitality. He was passionate. You felt him. Tear up the club if that's what you're saying. You wanted to give your mother a hug, dear. Lyrically, my lyrics spit out when you think of Nas, Jay-Z, Biggie, and Jockus. Ice Cube defamation is unacceptable. This is why Aries has no weight, said another, who clapped back more forcefully. It's absurd to claim that Cuber Pac wasn't lyrical. He seems to be upset that New York didn't win the title in the 1980s and 1990s. The internet refused to accept it. However, Aries was unaware of the impending storm. The legends he disparaged were not going to tolerate that. Usually, well-known brands ignore the clamor and let the internet take its course. Not now. Like a boss prepared for battle, Ice Cube emerged. Cube went directly for his throat. He wasn't merely wondering if Aries was amusing. He wondered whether Aries even mattered. I heard a comic say something negative about you. Dude, who is this? Spears, Aries, that guy? Oh, yes. He remained silent. Is he a comedian? Because I've never laughed at him. Subsequently, he further twisted the knife, destroying AR's entire career. No pity, no filter, just direct truth bombs. And that is what sets Cube apart from the others. He has decades of power moves to support his status as a verified OG, from producing Friday and starting the Big Three League to ghostwriting for the NWA and releasing No Vaseline, a disc so vicious it made history. Cub's legacy is self-evident. He's a tycoon who has invoices, not justifications. What did he say? What was it he said? He said nothing that he's not impressed by anything about you. Nothing impresses him, not even rapping or movies. Wow, I think. Similar to how suckers typically dislike me. Do you understand what I mean? For example, the individuals who, typically dislike me when they see me from that perspective. But that's cool. Everyone has their own opinions, and they all have an unpleasant odor. Do you understand what I mean? Therefore, it's cool in the end. He has the right to his own opinion. It is the reciprocal sentiment. You know what? I doubt he's on anyone's list of the top 10 comedians. Certainly in the Black community. Even whether he is on the register is unknown to me. What's going on? However, Aries chose to double down rather than read the room. As if the whole internet hadn't just roasted him to death. He leaped back onto the camera, still speaking carelessly. He seemed to crave the smoke. Not chilling, still manipulating buttons, continuing to make fun of Cube. This is when things took a turn, though. There was more to this drama than Cube. As Aries was occupied with burning bridges, 50 Cent was somewhere in an opulent hotel room, grinning his trademark smile as he watched the mayhem unfold. And you know what? He had previously been disparaged by Aries. If we know anything about 50, it's that he never passes up the opportunity to make someone laugh uncontrollably. Supporters expected him to disregard it, but he did not. Suddenly, 50 released one of his iconic Sneak D's videos. Everyone understood exactly who it was for, even though there were no names or tags. Spears, Airy, it was 50 Cent in the old school, lethal, petty, and slick. The message was painful even before he mentioned Aries' name. Check My Temperature was his most recent post. Ice Cube was playing while I was just watching movies and listening to music. Yes, I've never actually seen Ice Cube in non-Ice Cube movies. He sort of produced the car he was riding in. Furthermore, he wasn't only playing a part in someone else's movie. I'm freezing. The left half of my chest froze due to the hood. Do you need assistance paying your bills? I'll write a recommendation for you. You might even acquire a love contract as a result. Oh, that was cold. The fans went crazy. It was dubbed the most courteous assassination ever in the comments section. Additionally, Aries felt it, Still upset that Cube had made fun of him before. Went back online for another passionate tirade, but this time he wanted to be fair. I respect Ice Cube as a man, he says in one moment. Then he says that Cub has never accomplished anything noteworthy. As in what? Choose a lane, dude. Aries wasn't merely digging a hole at that time. He was creating a career graveyard for himself. The worst aspect is that I am the face of the biggest hater in the world. My image appears when you search for the word hate. Well, when did we reach a stage where, as far as I can see, everyone has the right to their own opinions? When does it get to the point where, unless you have a positive attitude about someone or something and agree with the other people's flow, you're a hate monger? That's not clear to me. He was still unaware that he had just set off two of the most vicious men in the industry, 50 Cent and Ice Cube. That isn't even a viewpoint. That is a clear contradiction. Supporters quickly pointed it out. And Aries was torn apart by social media, not because he disagreed with what he said, but because he couldn't bear it. He's hurling shots 1 minute, then pretending to be the victim when people shoot back. It was perfectly expressed by one fan. Talking slick and crying when someone claps back is not acceptable. You have the right to your opinion, but you're not valid after that cheesy skit. Another person commented, "A made man is Ice Cube. Accurate, but brutal." At that point, things became really ugly because the anger had expanded beyond Cube and 50. It brought Aries' darkest chapter back to life. The 2022 nightmare that nearly put an end to his career was brought back to him by the internet. Let's turn the tape back. I received a video clip from someone that featured Ice Cube's response. When the guy played the clip on his radio show, Ice Cube's immediate response was, "Well, most suckers don't like me. I've never heard of this dude." He continues. Finally, he concludes, "Well, he's just not funny. Can't have it both ways, though. You can't have it both ways because you can't tell if I'm humorous if you don't know who I am." In 2022, Aries Spears and Tiffany Haddish were slammed with a lawsuit that left everyone speechless. The charges are really unsettling. It all revolved around a sketch in which an older adult figure left a child alone, performed by Aries. The entire idea was flawed. Everything about the arrangement and the tone felt off. It was simply uncomfortable to see. It was an edgy comedy. Anarchy broke out as soon as that clip was posted online again. Even the Shade Room joined the Twitter frenzy. You can tell it's horrible once it lands there. The backlash was severe. Constant indignation, constant disgust. The harm to Aries' reputation never went away, even though the matter was ultimately resolved and the video vanished. That discoloration adhered like adhesive. Though they didn't forget, people moved on. What did Aries do after that? Rather than recovering, he immediately resorted to his old tactics, complaining about being blackballed, saying that Hollywood had ignored him, and making a level-headed comparison between himself and Kevin Hart. The fans no longer believed it, bro. They were able to see through the victimization. He wasn't grinding, he was grumbling. It started to happen frequently. For the record, I have a lot of respect for Ice Cube. I admire Ice Cube for his contributions to the game. Among the pioneers is him. So congratulations to him for claim that I didn't like his artistic style. As a man, I never attacked him. I never made any criticisms about his character. I expressed my disapproval of his artistic abilities. How come I can't feel that way? Why is that? Secondly, it's always humorous. People love to point out when I say I don't like anything, so they label me a hater. Something like I have no love for anything. Aries' jokes were no longer popular. Drama was in style for him. Just internet tirades, clumsy interviews, old-fashioned scandals, no popular shows, no major specials, no crowded arenas. He was working behind closed doors and pursuing attention rather than legacy. The industry's word was also a muddle. Several former coworkers and cast members called him challenging, self-centered, constantly vying for attention, and never allowing others to shine. He carried that Mimi energy with him everywhere, and it quickly destroyed bridges. Thus, all of that old baggage returned when the chaos of the Cube and 50C struck. It was no longer about a single poor take. It was the reverberation of years of negative energy. You'll never be content. Why? Because there will be another mother who will take the world by storm, and you will want to be that. There will be someone else who is just as talented as you, if not more, and you will become angry because you are once more concentrating on things that are not you and what you desire, but not what is in your current situation. Yes, Aries Spears is talented. Although he is capable of making outrageous impressions and telling some witty jokes, he never had that moment. A generation is defined by the Chappelle-level breakthrough, and that resentment seeps in when that time never arrives. Your tone, interviews, and jokes begin to reflect it. It eats away at you from within. Let's be honest now. Why did everything become so out of control? Aries didn't just disparage any rapper for that reason. He pursued Ice Cube. That isn't typical, man. That is a fundamental aspect of culture. Let's dissect it completely. Icely, one of the top 3 DS tracks ever, is no Vaseline. No argument. Friday is more than just a film. It's a reset of culture. A comedy that helped establish his series, defined an era, and gave hip-hop a voice in movies that still has resonance today. Did you call me by 3 League? Yes, indeed. Could you watch TJ for me, Uncle Pete? I have to go run some errands, so I have to hurry. I should be returning after going to the cleaners. All right. Okay, women. Thank you. That's an entirely new professional basketball league, now supported by wealthy investors and real NBA luminaries. That's true power. Cube was ghostwriting for Eazy-E, Dr. Dre, and MC Ren prior to all of that. As a teenager, he literally shaped the West Coast rap blueprint. Decades of cultural domination, that is. Compare that resume to Aries Spears now. What do we see? A few Mad TV impersonations, a few passable stand-up shows, and numerous viral videos of him yelling angrily or disparaging legendary figures. No significant victories, no enduring legacy, only controversies, grievances, and a career based more on mayhem than humor. Fans immediately gathered behind Cube for precisely this reason. He needed to say very little. No disc could overpower his track record. The deal-clinching twist, however, came next. Ice Cube released a teaser cast list for the upcoming Final Friday film immediately following all of that mayhem. Can you guess whose name was missing? Well done, Aries Spears. The timing got people talking, even though no one ever claimed that Aries was even in the running for that position. Supporters believed Cube had just delivered the most subdued yet brutal message imaginable. You will never be cast in a significant role. There you have it. Power moves, energy. That's right, Aries got viral at last. However, not for the jokes, not for the art or the hustling. The internet simply nodded in accord when two confirmed luminaries declared him a nothing, which is why he's trending. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment below. How do you feel about this crazy back and forth? Keep an eye out because what